Hi everyone, welcome to Simplicity TV. I'm Jen Pike, your host, the show that is geared towards releasing episodes every single week to help to give you more simplicity and more ease in everything that you do when it comes to your health, your vitality, and your wellness. Today I'm going to talk to you about some salad do's and don'ts. I know a lot of people who think that salads are just the most boring meal ever created, and people oftentimes don't understand how you can even create a meal out of a salad alone. And I'm going to show you today some salad hacks to help to increase the nutrient value, the calorie content in a healthy, positive way, and that you can get so much vibrancy and so many servings of fruits and vegetables and fat and protein and nutrients into your body in one incredible dish. So let's get started. First off, you want to have a good source of organic greens. You definitely want to go organic and spend the extra. I mean, nowadays it's costing you about, what, 50 cents to $1 to buy a bin of organic greens versus non-organic. This is a combination of some bin greens and also greens from my tower garden that I have, which grows outside, which you'll see in another video at some point. But this already is so pretty, and you can see how many different colors are in here. Right off the bat, lots of antioxidants and tons of fiber. So we've got our base. Now, I always love to have a rainbow of color. I often refer to salads as raw art on a plate. So I like to have a lot of different color and density. I've got a cucumber here that I actually grew off our tower garden as well, that I've just sliced up, that I'm going to add on. And you can also change up how you're slicing. So you don't have to just do your standard, skinny slice. You can cube things. I've got a grater here that I'm gonna show you some different things with. In another couple of videos, we're gonna do some spiralizing of some different vegetables to show you how to make some really cool raw pasta noodles that you can do for yourself and for your family. All right, so we're just gonna add the cucumber in here. And what you find too when you do your salads is that you end up having these really beautiful layers, and then when you go to toss it, because everything is heavy on top, it'll sink all underneath. So you gotta give it a good turnaround. I'm gonna add some radishes in. So radishes are incredible because they've got a really good little hit of heat and fire in them. They're amazing for your digestive system. They're also really water rich, so they're very hydrating for your body as well. So we're just gonna slice up and throw some radishes on. So some of the salad don'ts, here is what I hear and see people doing, is they just have, iceberg or romaine lettuce, which yes, has a lot of water in it, but it doesn't have a lot of nutrition in it and definitely not a ton of color. They start with that as their base, and then they'll add in some cucumbers, which we just chucked in, some cubed tomatoes and some cheddar cheese and a bottled dressing, and call it a day. Number one, that is a waste of a salad in my opinion, because you could be adding so much more awesome to that. Number two, your bottled dressing has a ton of hidden sugar and sodium and fat that's in there, and it's costing you more money in your budget that you don't need to be doing. So I'm going to show you how to put together a very quick and delicious salad dressing. And number three, it's not gonna fill you up. So you're gonna eat your salad, and I guarantee you're gonna be craving for a cookie or for a latte or for something sweet and stimulating, because you're just not going to be satisfied. Your body is gonna be begging you to go and find something else that tastes better and that makes you feel better afterwards, but not with a salad like this. And you don't have to measure. I do not pull out measuring spoons or cups unless I absolutely have to, which is usually only the first time I'm making a new recipe. And then once I've got it together, we're good to go. So already, ta-da, look how pretty. Okay, so you've got that's in there. I like to add, like I said, a lot of different color. So I'm gonna also just add in some yellow pepper as well. Now, if you tend to have issues with having too much raw food, what you actually could do for your salads is you could saute up all of your peppers and zucchini and radish, cucumbers, those types of things, and you could add that on top of your greens. You could also do a warm salad. So you could do a very light saute of those greens and the veggies and mix that together. And all that sauteing, that tiny little bit of heat is going to do is it's going to break down some of the enzyme energy, but not kill it, just break it down a little bit. And it's gonna make it easier on you to digest and break down for yourself. Now I'm gonna add some apple into the salad. And the reason I'm adding the apple is just for that little hit of sweetness. We don't need to have a ton in there, but I find that if you can hit every little area of your tongue, your brain becomes much more satisfied, and leptin and ghrelin, which are your hunger hormones and the ones that ultimately we are trying to satisfy, When they feel good and happy with the meal, you will feel good and happy with the meal, and you won't be searching for anything else. So we'll add a little bit of apple chopped up into there. Next, we've got carrots. So I'm actually gonna grate the carrots just for adding a little bit of different texture and density to the salad. I love grating beets on it as well too. So we're gonna start with the little tiny end and get it in here. You know, carrot pieces flying everywhere. This is a good one to give your kids as a job that are a little bit older and that you know aren't gonna grate a finger. So you're not gonna end up eating any skin or fingernails in your meal. But our kids love doing this. All right, so that will give us enough for right now for a colorful effect of adding on there. So, you know, instead of always doing things like grated cheese, grate your beets, grate your carrots, parsnips, jicama, there is tons of different ways that you can add more flavor and more density and more color into your salad. So look how beautiful and pretty that is already. Now last night we did up some roasted sweet potatoes with our meal, and I've got about a half a cup worth left over. And I'm not gonna let this go to waste. No food will ever be thrown out in my fridge. I don't waste anything. I use and reuse over and over again. So we're gonna add the sweet potatoes onto the salad as well. Okay, and now we're gonna do avocado, which to me, having avocados on a salad is just the most brilliant way of bringing the synergy of so many of the other nutrients together. And what that means is that you have foods that work really well on their own, and then you have foods that when you combine them with other foods, they work synergistically or together to help to bring out even more of their nutrients and their power within them. So we're gonna add some healthy fat from the avocado, and see this right here is a prime reason. I don't know if you can see in there, there's a little bit of brown. This doesn't mean your avocado is totally bad, but if you need one avocado, buy 2 avocados, because chances are you may be welcomed or not welcomed by a surprise on the inside there. So to cut an avocado, you take the top off. Now this is how I cut. I go all the way around and I open it like that. So then you need a spoon to scoop it on out. And you're just gonna dive the spoon down between the flesh of the avocado and the skin. Right, and this one's got some grip, some hold onto it. So see if we get a clean break. There we go, we did. And then to get your pit out. Now, do you know that actually getting pits out of avocados and cutting bagels are the #1 and #2 kitchen hazards to cutting yourself? So you don't just like whack it like you see some people do. Put it down so that it's down into the counter and just do that with the knife. So you're just catching an edge on it and you're just gonna pull it out. And then from here, we're gonna scoop this side out. Now, it does not matter how you put your avocado onto your salad. I know some people, my husband included, who actually likes to do this and then make like a fresh guacamole. So he'll mash this up, some sea salt, pepper, and lime juice, and he spoons that over his salad. I like to just slice it, dice it, and cube it. It really doesn't matter how you have it in, okay? And so there we go. We're gonna put a whole bunch of avocado on there. So you can see how like this is obviously getting to become a salad that is going to be far more filling than just your standard cucumber, tomato, lettuce, cube cheese, and salad dressing. Now we haven't even added in our extra crunch into it. So take a look at it right now. Everything that we've got, again, oh so pretty. And so many more salad inspirations and recipe ideas in my book, The Simplicity Project, which you can buy on the site, jenpike.com, or on Amazon. We're gonna add in some walnuts. Now, obviously, if you have nut sensitivities in your house, you're not gonna do things like the nuts. You could probably still do something like hemp seeds. It just depends, and if you can't get the healthy fat and the crunch in that way, you're gonna get it through the olive oil or the avocado oil or the pumpkin seed oil that you're going to use in your dressing that we're going to whip up. So we've got that in there, and then this is a combination of some raw pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. And we'll sprinkle some of that on here. And then we've got some hemp. Incredible hemp. So 3 tablespoons of hemp is going to give you 10 grams of plant-based protein. The beauty of having more plant-based protein in your diet, it's easier to digest and absorb. So it doesn't take as much work on your digestive system like it does when you're having in animal proteins. Now that being said, if you still are consuming animal protein and you enjoy it, you could definitely use some leftover grilled chicken or some grilled beef that you did last night, or some organic hard-boiled eggs that you have, or some shrimp or some fish, and you could put that over top of your salad as well. But for today, we're gonna do pure plant-based. So This is where we're at with all of our toppings. Now I'm gonna show you how to make the dressing. Simple and easy. So I'm just gonna get a jar and a fork. I don't need any measuring utensils. I'm gonna take some good quality organic olive oil. And I'm just gonna pour that in and I'm gonna eyeball it. Because the reality is with your liquids, you make a little, you taste a little. If it's not okay, you go back, you make a little, you taste a little. That is how I was taught to cook. And that's what I'm teaching my kids and my clients who do the cooking classes in my house. So that was apple cider vinegar instead of a balsamic or a white vinegar, so much better for your digestive system. I'm gonna put in some Dijon, which just gives it a little bit of heat and some awesome tanginess. I'm gonna do a tiny little bit of tamari into this one, just a little bit. So tamari is a wheat-free, almost like a soy sauce that you'd be using. And then a small bit of maple syrup that we're gonna just pop in here. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of tarragon. I love herbs. I love dried herbs. I love fresh herbs. They just add so much flavor. We're gonna have a whole video coming up with my intern and colleague, Vanessa, who's gonna be schooling us on all things herbs. Literally, that's how quick and easy it is to make up an incredible dressing. This can sit in your fridge for up to 5 days, put a lid on. You'll see that it'll go solid because of the fat content of the oil. It's okay, put it on your counter for about 10 minutes and it'll be liquefied and ready to go. And there is essentially your salad as a meal. This is your salad do. So do this recipe, try some of the others out from our blog, from the recipes that are within it and in the book. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Bon appetit.